What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm back for another review of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. This is season 13, episode 2, and the episode is titled An Unwise Surprise. Alright, y'all, let's jump right into this review. So, we actually start this episode off with Dorit. She has this little tea party thing, picnic set up, and she's going to meet with Erica. So Dorit felt like Erica should have led with an apology, and I agree. If this person is supposed to be your friend and you know you said something that was foul, just start with the apology. However, in this scene, you guys, Erica is actually trying to take accountability and she apologizes again. I feel like Erica, because she doesn't have Lisa Rinna on the show anymore, she's definitely still trying to fit in with the girls, because honestly, if you don't fit in, you're more than likely going to lose your check. Because if you don't have any person who you can kick it with, film with, there's no point in you being here. So Dorit, she talks about how, she didn't feel connected with her husband and they were really in like a rough patch. So for Erica to have said that, it hurt her more than it probably would have had they been on a good foot. And I can understand that. Now, this is where things got a little confusing for me. Dorit is going on to tell us how she went to the bank and pulled out $10,000 to go Christmas shopping. She said her purse was in the cart, and when she got to the register, the purse was gone. Now, y'all, where was she shopping at? Target? Because I'm like, who has a cart? Only place that have carts really is grocery stores, Target, Walmart. Girl, where was you shopping at, number one? Number two, why didn't you just put it all on your card? What made you pull out $10,000? That's random as well. And then she says that come to find out, she was followed by 3 men. I can't lie, that whole situation sounds terrible, but I'm just trying to figure out why she put out $10K to go Christmas shopping, and then she sat her purse in the cart at the Target. Because, girl, you're Dorit, so I know that you're going to have a very expensive bag. What kind of shopping was you doing? You know what? I'm just going to let that go. I'm going to let that go. It is what it is. I feel bad for Dorit. We see Sutton. She ends up FaceTiming Garcelle, and they are talking about planning the birthday weekend that they're going to have for Crystal in Las Vegas. So after she gets off the phone, we actually see that Sutton is meeting up with a matchmaker because the apps, they're just not working for her. She tells the matchmaker that when she goes out on a first date, that's all she get, because baby, ain't nobody checking for her to get a second date, because baby girl has her own rules, regulations, and lifestyles that these men are going to have to abide by. So she goes over her ideal partner, and all she had was tall, college educated, and handsome. I said, girl, you're going to need to add a few more things to that list. And then she goes on to say that she does not want a man to lead. And, she's been there, done that. I think that after being with her husband, or should I say her ex-husband, for so long, and the way he controlled that relationship, she's never going to want to go back to that type of relationship. I think that she actually wants a partnership, not a situation where the man is running everything. All right, let's go ahead and move on to Crystal. She is meeting up with her brother and her husband. Now, I'm not even going to lie. I feel like she's already told us about how her brother is supposed to be some big pop star in China. Yeah, good for him. I honestly did not care for this scene at all because it was all about her brother and his lack of a love life. Yeah, Crystal, what do you have going on for yourself? Because I don't care about your brother. Now, one thing that did stand out to me is the fact that her brother is 41 years old, which is around the same age that Rob was when he got with Crystal. So he asked her, like, oh, is it cool for me to bring somebody home that's 20 years younger than me? Now, I feel like she definitely felt a way about him asking that question. But she was like, oh, yeah, as long as she's sophisticated. Girl, what 20-year-old is sophisticated? Like, I don't even think the word sophisticated needs to be in the same sentence with 20-year-old. Be for real right now. And then did y'all notice how she only gave that answer after her husband was like, as long as they're as smart as Crystal? Girl, bye. Let's go ahead and move on because, baby, Kyle has a new whip. She has a $165,000 Range Rover. And that thing is clean, okay? So she picks up Dorit. Now, Dorit thinks that they're just going to lunch, going to go hang out, whatever. But oh no, baby, PK got a whole idea, okay? He got a whole plan. And he has enlisted Kyle to help him. So basically, he wants to recreate Pretty Woman. And, he has Kyle bring her to the location. But before they can get there, Dorit got a few questions, okay? Because she's trying to see what's going on with Kyle and, what's his name? Mauricio. Like, she can feel that there is something up with Kyle. And she's like, listen, you don't even be posting your man on social media no more. Like, what's going on? And according to Kyle, she just needed a little freedom. Girl, what does that even mean? So Dorit, she can feel that, Kyle, she must be going through something and she's not telling it to her. Now, I don't know if this is something that she just doesn't want to say on camera or what. But yeah, Kyle is definitely keeping some secrets, okay? So they get to the Beverly Wilshire, and I was kind of upset at first because I'm like, well, where the date at? Because it just clicked to the next scene, and I'm just like, so we not going to see what PK had going on? But we actually do come back to it. But since I'm going to go ahead and follow the episode, we're going to move on to the next scene. So we see Garcelle. She's talking to her assistant Taz. Nothing really happened there, but we do see her go see Sutton. So Sutton ends up telling her about how she met with the matchmaker and how basically in her previous relationship with her ex-husband, she gave up her power. And baby girl is not willing to do that anymore. So she says that the only thing that she got to do as far as with the money was plan the family vacations, because other than that, he dictated where all the money was going, and she's just not here for it. Now that she has her power back, she's not letting it go, and I cannot knock her for that. So when she asks Garcelle, what's going on with you, Garcelle is already getting teary-eyed, and it's all because of her son Jax. Now she feels like he thinks she's doing it all wrong, but Sutton was like, listen, teenage boys, they're not the nicest. And here's the thing. Jax has decided that he wants to live with his dad. Now she says that she knew it was coming from a place of punishing her as well as trying to see how much he could get away with. I'm sorry, Garcelle, but the more you tell me about your child, I don't care for him. I'm sorry, it sounds like, at least to me, he wants to get over on you, and he knows that because you have to work and you have these crazy hours, he's going to make you feel guilty. But really, he's using you. He's using it as a way for him to do whatever he wants. It sounds like your son is a manipulator. And it sounds like the reason why he probably wants to go stay with his dad is because there's probably no rules and he can get to do whatever he want to do. When he said his mama house, he knows that there's rules and regulations and there are things that you won't tolerate. Yeah, I don't know about your son so much, Garcelle. You need to figure out how to check him, because I don't know, that whole line where she said he wanted to punish her, and as well as, he wants to have his freedom and do whatever he wants to do. Yeah, it sounds problem. It sounds like your child is the problem, not you. But let's go ahead and move on, because we get back to Dorit and Kyle. Y'all, first of all, Dorit is not here for any of this, okay? Because she's like, why am I in this regular room? Where's the presidential suite? She is not here for anything that's going on. She ends up reading a note for PK, and it says happy anniversary. So Kyle is like, does this remind you of any movies? Baby, when she finally realized it's supposed to be Pretty Woman, she was offended. She's like, how dare you, only give me this little platter of food. I deserve more. That's the energy that she had. She was not impressed. And next thing you know, baby girl has to take a breather outside. She's asking producers what's going on. Kyle has to call PK and tell him, like, listen, your girl over here tripping, so you might want to check in with her. This woman ends up calling PK. The kids answer the phone and they tell her, listen, Mom, you need to stop stressing out and we're in on the plan. I said, not your kids got to tell you to stop stressing out. Girl, that mean you doing a lot. So now she's at ease because she's talked to the kids, right? But in that moment, I can't lie. I'm thinking like, ma'am, did you think your husband was just going to leave them kids there alone by themselves or something? Like, it was weird to me how concerned she was about her kids as if PK was not a good parent. You know what I'm saying? Am I the only one who picked up on that? But let's just go ahead and move on. So her glam team shows up, as well as a stylist. And you see her going on and on about how Dorit is her own stylist, okay? And she's a designer. And can somebody please let me know if she was doing all those things? Like, I did not know that Dorit was supposed to be a stylist as well as a fashion designer. What line does she have? Nonetheless, Dorit ends up getting all dolled up. She has her 1990s French roll on her head. I said, okay, I see what you're doing here. You really trying to match the movie. So, she ends up going downstairs so that way she can see PK. And again, he's still trying to recreate the movie. So he ends up borrowing a $5 million necklace so that way she can like put it on for the night or whatever. And honestly, I feel like this was a great gesture. Like, I think that PK did a really good job considering what, he was able to pull together. Now, according to him, when they finally get to have dinner, because at one point he had somebody singing and performing, and then they finally end up having dinner, right? And he tells her that, I'm kind of done with surprising you. And she's like, it takes time to look this good and all of this. And he was like, but girl, I sent everybody up there for you. Like, I set everything up. What are you talking about? Now, I will say this. Dorit absolutely has a control issue right now. Like, Dorit, if this was for your anniversary and he has made a nice gesture, don't nobody want to hear you complain about him helping out with the kids or him helping out around the house more. Don't nobody care about none of that. Just celebrate your anniversary and be happy, okay? But let's go ahead and move on. So we actually get to Kyle's house. Now, Kyle, she is with Mauricio or whatever, and Mauricio is over there stuffing his face with chips and guac, okay? Now, I can't lie, at one point, I feel like they was low-key double dipping, and then on top of that, they decided, oh, let's go ahead and flip this into a fancier looking bowl. And I was just like, you can't tell me that those two didn't double dip. I can bet you that they did. So we learned that today is her daughter Portia's birthday. Now, Mauricio, baby, he has been booked and busy, okay? Opening, offices all over the world. He seems to be thriving. So we actually see Mauricio's mom. She pulls Kyle to the side because the tabloids are out here talking. Word on the curb is that there are issues in the marriage between Kyle and Mauricio, and the mama just want to know what's going on. Now, according to Kyle, she got caught out here in these streets without wearing her ring, and that is what was going on. She just forgot it that day because she was at the gym. All right, fine, we're going to give you a pass on that, but here's my thing. She had a whole attitude for the rest of the day, okay? Because Mauricio had, saw her, and he was like, oh, yeah, I see that you're looking a little stressed out. And he was like, oh, and then we need to go clean something up. And, she just kind of gave him attitude. I'm like, girl, I need you to get a grip. Is it because your mother-in-law just caught you in a lie? That's why you all uptight and tripping? So next thing you know, they have the dinner for her daughter or whatever. Baby girl's opening up her gifts. Yeah, that's cute and all. But at this point, we hear Kyle whisper to her husband, "Oh, do your parents know that we got tattoos?" Now, I can't lie. I was like, why is that important? Like, why is that relevant? Who cares about y'all old behinds getting tattoos? Okay? So, what does Kyle do? She takes it upon herself to go tell his mother that, oh, well, we have some tattoos. Or at least she said that she had tattoos. And the lady's like, oh, yeah, I know, because the girls have tattoos as well. So then Kyle decides to take things a little bit further. And she's like, yeah, well, Mauricio, he has one too. Now, girl, you out here being petty and messy with your own husband. Because what purpose did that serve? Like, I don't understand. So then she goes on to tell Mauricio, like, oh, yeah, I told your mom about the tattoos. He's like, okay. And then she's like, yeah, and I also mentioned that you had one as well. Kyle, what is wrong with you? Because I'm not understanding why you took it upon yourself to go tell his mama that as if you were tattletelling. Like, he got one too. Like, yeah, we have tattoos, but Mauricio got one too, like a child. And he's like, why would you even do that? So he walks off and he goes back to the party. And Kyle, she ends up coming up to him later and he don't want to talk about this. First of all, we're supposed to be celebrating our daughter's birthday. Why are you trying to stir stuff up, Kyle? Also, this is not the time or the place for this conversation to be had, so I'm not even understanding why Kyle is in this man's face. Okay? So, I personally don't think that it was all about him, getting the tattoo and his mom knowing about it. It's the fact that Kyle tried to like throw him under the bus about it. Cause it was giving I'm snitching to your mama. Like, girl, you want to pick a fight with this man. But let's go ahead and move on because the girls are getting ready for Vegas. And did y'all happen to see the dress that Crystal pulled out the closet versus what Sutton pulled out? I said, now hold on. Sutton has got to be at least, what, 15, 20 years older than Crystal? She trying to show body yaddy yaddy. And Crystal is out here trying to be a covered up nun. I said, what is this? But nonetheless, they all get on the plane. They give Crystal this gift, and it was a $3,000 necklace, but it was not cute at all. They go over the itinerary. They're going to go to Magic Mike and do all these things. Sounds like a good time. So Erica is talking about how she gave up fighting for Lent, so she's not going to be fighting anybody. We'll see how long that lasts. So when they land, y'all, they pull up to the Red Phantoms. I said, oh, y'all really trying to do it big. One thing about Beverly Hills, they are always trying to do things in style, okay? So in the car, you have Dorit, Garcelle, I think, and Sutton. No. And Crystal together. And Dorit said that she did not bring her glam team. Now, I was pretty shocked by this because I'm like, I feel like she bring her glam team everywhere. And Crystal was like, oh, well, I did. And I'm just like, maybe you brought a glam team because it's your birthday, but I can bet you Crystal is always going to look plain Jane this entire trip. But let's go ahead and move on. So they get to their hotel. I believe they're staying at the Resorts World Hotel. And baby, it looks real nice, okay? They are staying in a 15,000 square foot place. And Crystal, of course, is probably going to get the largest room. Kyle and Dorit, they're going to share. And here's the thing. Sutton has already sent her assistant 3 hours ahead of time. So that way he can have the room set up for her. I mean, baby girl got the closet all set up as if this is her house. And then had the audacity to leave Garcelle a little small baby corner so that way she can hang her clothes. I said, girl, now if I was Garcelle, I was like, Sutton, you got to scoot some of your stuff over, baby girl. Because we're not doing this. But nonetheless, we actually see a clip of them at Magic Mike, right? And I believe Erica was on stage and maybe somebody else. And baby, Sutton was out here having a hissy fit. I said, ma'am, what is going on here? But that is where the episode left off. It looks like things are about to get real interesting on Beverly Hills. Y'all, let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to y'all in my next review. Bye, guys.